Why isn't it Nazi Germany that would have paid the price for the crimes committed against Jews? Why is it that Palestinians have been paying the price for an apparently Northern European Nazi crime? Why is it that we can't even talk about control of the mainstream media? Why is it that we can't talk about Larry Silverstein or Frank Lowy buying the lease on the Twin Towers when those buildings were filled with asbestos and literally worthless, in fact a major liability, and then the buildings falling to dust within 2 months and them collecting billions in insurance? Why don't we talk about the Mossad agents who were caught filming the event, who acknowledged on Israeli television that they were sent to film the event? Otherwise, they had foreknowledge. This is not debatable. We know this. Why don't we talk about the Jewish agents who were arrested on 9/11 and quietly deported after having failed lie detector tests, and in fact, some of whom were caught with in their vans on 9/11? Why aren't we allowed to talk about the fact that our government kisses the ass of the Jewish state and provides welfare to the tune of billions every year while Americans go without social services and don't have proper education?
YouTube. I just played the video. I didn't say anything, YouTube. I just played the video. Oh, shit. Republican Larry McDonald gets assassinated after giving this interview. Oh, hold on to your hats, folks.
The John Birch Society considers communism only one arm of a master conspiracy in which socialist American insiders are plotting to establish world government.
Well, Tom, I'm sure being a long-standing member of the Rockefeller apparatus and as a member of the Council on Foreign Relations of longstanding, you're fully aware that there is an elitist core in this country that has seen value in subsidizing communism, of protecting communism.
It has?
Sure.
You're accusing me of subsidizing communism?
No, I'm saying
because
that
I happen to belong to
there is an elite core.
Study group?
No, wait a minute. There is an elite core in this country that has dominated American society.
Well, I'm not one of
Well,
them.
let me
Trilateral Commission.
The Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations.
State Department, I suppose?
Well, let's face it, they've dominated the State Department for 40 years, and pretty much openly
All right,
so.
but what are they trying to do?
Well, their objective is to try to bring about a gradual transition.
Let's take a look at these comments real quick. Let's look into some of these comments. So we got this person here, Benjamin. Can someone explain clearly? Let's see what they say. I've been saying this forever. I don't know what's so hard about understanding it, but the sheep are very loyal to the media. Hand on face. That didn't explain anything. This person, Quartz Hobbyist, says is the Jewish people who murdered all the Indians in America and kicked them out what is now USA. What is the Jewish people who are responsible for the slavery from Africa to America? The whole USA. Oh, is. What? You got to put a slash in that, man. You're okay. The whole USA, including the economy, is built out of slavery of Africans. And where do they live? In the ghettos. Who are wealthy people living in the best homes? The white ones. Think about that, huh? JFK died over it. Reagan called it out, and he was shot. Kennedy Jr. had his plane go down while he was beating Hillary, and Trump stood against them, and look what's happening to him. Kennedy Jr. had his plane go down while he was beating Hillary, and Trump stood against him, and look what's happening to him. Rapid remodeling. 33. The U.S. has been a half communist country since 1912 when the Fed was created. Man. Then they say Republican McDonald dies when Soviets shoot down the Boeing 747 Korean Airlines flight 007, September 1st, 1983. Yo, some folks don't like to be put on blast, but I think it's common knowledge now that, there's a ruling class, and it just is what it is, It reminds me of the movie Ants. I think Ants was put out just to, I think a lot of movies when I was a child, personally, were put out to instill the sense of strength in numbers, right? Because ants was like that. Ants had the crickets and the ants. And the ants were gathering seeds up for the winter, for the cold season, so that they could feed their ant colony. And then they had to have extra for the crickets or the grasshoppers. The grasshoppers. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry that I categorized crickets and grasshoppers together like they're not the same family of being. But there's a part in there where the main grasshopper tells another grasshopper, he's like, and I'm gonna butcher this. This is my own words. Basically, bro, if they realize that they got us in numbers and they rose up against us, our whole operation is screwed. They gonna take us out. Thought I'd just bring that up, just, but whatever.
Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Wow. Incredible. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. See, the major question to ask on the job is not what are you getting? The major question to ask on the job is what are you becoming? See, the big question is not what am I getting paid here? The big question is what am I becoming here? Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become.
Man, my dog just spit a bar. A bar on your ass. True happiness is not on what you gain, it's what you become. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro. You want to become the person in that vision that's living that life that you see yourself wanting to live. You want to get out of that situation you're in right now. You want things to change for you. You see yourself driving a better car, living in a better neighborhood, having a nicer house, wearing better clothes, eating better food, seeing things that you've never seen before. What is that person that lives in that life? What are they like? Because that's how you see yourself being happy, right? Whatever it may be. I'm just giving you an example. Whatever vision you have for yourself. It could be a simple life. But what is that person like? Because that is how you attract. And that's funny. If you take that money, divide it up amongst the world, that money would end up falling back in the hands of the wealthiest percentage, or the people that were wealthiest before you divided it. Because they have the thought process already. They are already the person that has more money than the average person. They're already that person. They're already that much more successful than the average person, because the rest of us are using our imagination and our thoughts to create our own prisons and our own limitations. Why in the world, if you have the ability to think yourself into any situation, would you not shoot for the stars? When America becomes poor, this explains where your investment should be. Here we go.
America is going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see the biggest crashes happening right now. So that's good for me because the price of gold and silver go up. So this time I went to the slums of Mumbai. What shocks most people is America never had slums like that. Today, slums are everywhere across America. The slums of Mumbai are spreading across America. So the big shift, it's Russia, China versus America, Europe. The Chinese are threatening to shift the yuan to gold. And if they do that, US dollar collapses. If that happens, America goes. So that's why I've been saying this is trash. It's commodities, silver and gold. So being a capitalist, I own gold mines and I own silver mines. So when the dollar crashes, I get richer.
Right. And that happens time and time again.
It's going to happen now. It's the biggest battle in history going on today, and the dollar is going to lose.
I want to correct him real quick. The biggest battle going on right now and in history is the battle between good and evil. That's a fact. Now, what you perceive as good and evil, that's up to you, but that's the biggest battle. However, I do agree. We all need to own some gold. You got to have some gold capital. Gold and silver. What's the difference? I don't know. Maybe one you can't afford, the other one you can't. Don't know. But you got to have some metal. Something that retains its value because of what it is. That, you got two pieces of paper, okay? One says 100 and the other one says 1. The actual value of the two pieces of paper is equal. But because one has a different number printed on it, it represents the debt of a different amount. I've gone over this in past videos, y'all. Currency and money are not the same thing. As soon as you understand that, you'll realize why every time some people start panicking, the banks don't have change anymore. There's no coin. When you understand why that's the case, I think you'll start to look into and make more advantageous moves with your earnings. The words I'm using right now are very specific, and I usually tell you linguistics always matters. And now is not any different than before. Learn what money is, learn what currency is. Gold and silver can be bought and sold with any currency on the planet. New era. I'm feeling quiet.